What's happening, people? FightTalk.net. We are here dropping bombs like Kim Jong-il. Hashtag Nagasaki, no hydrogen. Well,
is that a real hashtag or you just made that up?
No, I just made it up.
It's excellent.
To do with North Korea. So if you're watching this, mate, we're sorry. Don't bomb us.
Just chill out a bit, mate.
Just relax, man.
Have a beer.
Relax. Your hair looks good. Everything's going well. And you want to see the new boxing season the same as we do. So chill out in Pyongyang, which I believe is the capital city. No idea.
I thought you were just making a noise.
I might just have been making a noise. But yeah, we're here, man. We're here in the den.
Manservatory.
The Manservatory.
Yeah.
We're here just to chat about the new boxing season. So we're in September now. It's obviously a little bit quiet. We had a little bit of a circus going on with the Mayweather-McGregor fight, which we're all glad has passed us by. And now we're ready to kick on with some massive cards coming up starting this weekend. What we got this weekend? We got Chocolatito against Sor Rungvisai on the Superfly card, which is in California. That's a triple header. You have Carlos Cuadras fighting as well against Estrada, I believe, and you have the Japanese monster Naoya Inoue, who's defending his WBO Superflyweight title against Antonio Nieves. You going to catch that one?
I'm going to your call, mate.
You're going to your call?
Yeah.
I think they'll be out different times.
Yeah, I think we'll be alright. No, listen, I watched the first one, obviously, and whenever Chocolatito fights, you need to watch it because he was one of them guys that was kind of under the radar for a long time, just racking up ridiculous amounts of wins and titles, and he probably didn't get the recognition. And then I believe, did he step up in that first fight? He stepped.
Yeah, he stepped. I think he's went up 4 weights now.
Yeah.
So he's a 4-weight world champion. So as you move up, you gain a little bit more recognition.
Yeah.
And when you start off at minimum weight, there's no real exposure, there's no real media, and people don't really care. So yeah, I think he's super flyweight now. Mm-hmm. Did you watch the first one?
I did. And
how did you score that fight? Because that's controversial.
We spoke about it. I think, if I remember correctly, I remember having him lose by a round or two. I can't remember what the judges gave, but I remember it being a tough fight, and it's one of them fights that it can go either way, I guess. But I think Chocolatito will probably win this one.
Yeah, the big thing for me with Chocolatito is when they go up through the weights, they seem to hit a certain weight where the punches seem to have a different effect.
Yeah.
People start to land shots and they start to be affected a little bit differently. And for me in that fight, when Rungvisai, the boy from Thailand who won the fight, I thought he won the fight by a round, but I understand it was close. It's one of those fights where it depends what you like. Done it because he was pressuring non-stop, and Chocolatito was probably producing the cleaner work. But I think overall, for me, I think I had Rungvisai up by a round. But I think when he was connecting with Chocolatito, punches were sort of stopping him in his tracks a little bit in a way that they hadn't done before.
Yeah.
When he was fighting at those lesser weights, he could walk through them, and the shots that he was landing were having a bigger effect on his opponents.
That's bound to happen. There has to be a ceiling.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like someone like Andre Ward who bossed super middle, light heavy, and then there's now talk of cruiser and even heavyweight, which is crazy to me. But surely your class, and there's only has to be a ceiling. I'm pretty sure when you're naturally, you can grow upwards with the weights. You know what I mean? But
it's physicality, the one. It's nature. It's genetics. It's all these kind of things.
Yeah.
You can fight guys like that, and you might be able to outbox them to an extent. But when your shoulders are this wide and you're fighting a guy whose shoulders are this wide, when your head is this small, when a guy's head's this big, like at some point genetics has to play a part in it. If you are evenly talented, or if you are in any way in the same class, physicality then will have an impact. And I think for me that's what I can see.
There's a saying I've heard a few times, I don't necessarily agree with it. A good big guy beats a good small guy.
Yeah.
Yes and no. Yes and no, but I just believe there has to be a ceiling. Not everyone can make all the way up through the weights without there being a difference in maybe the way they have to fight, or the certain shots they can risk taking. Like you said, he can't walk through everything the way he used to do before, so he's got to fight slightly different, slightly smarter.
Yes.
But I'm pretty sure he's good enough to put right what happened in the first fight.
I think we have to mention as well, the first fight is a long-term trainer, father figure, had just passed away during the camp as well, which obviously has a massive impact. If you grow up with someone and you come through the ranks with someone and they pass away mid-camp or just before the start of a long camp.
Crazy he took the fight, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, obviously he felt comfortable in the fight, and Rungvisai was a massive underdog, and I'd never heard of him before. But obviously he's made a name for himself now, so fair play. Cuadras looking to come back on the title trail as well. He narrowly lost to Chocolatito for that WBC title, and then you have Naya Inoue, the Japanese boy.
Yeah, he's special, isn't he?
He's a savage, man.
He's special, man.
He's a savage.
He's a brutal. There's not many guys down there that sort of. You think, you watch a lot of the smaller weights and you think that it's probably going to go 12.
Yep.
He finishes people.
He's put away 9 out of 13. I might be wrong. I think it's
there or thereabouts. He's finished more than most guys down there, I'd imagine, especially at the elite level. So he's a good fighter.
He's a scary proposition. So that card is on September the 9th. We're also down at York Hall September the 9th for the Steve Goodwin Heaven or Hell show. A couple of good scraps on that.
Some good ones. I'm gutted that John O'Donnell fight fell off it.
Yes.
John O'Donnell fighting Temuka Mucha. That's now happening in October on a card that will be announced on Tuesday or Wednesday.
Wednesday, I think.
Yeah, Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah, that's a good fight. Mucha O'Donnell, and that will obviously happen in October. So still part of the new season, still relevant. But yeah, a couple of good fights on there. Leon McKenzie's fighting for the Southern Area Super Middleweight title against Cello Renda. Cello Renda's kind of sneaked in there due to Alan Higgins being unable to fight for the second time in a row. Bit disappointing for Higgins. And best of luck to Leon McKenzie and Cello. I'm sure that'll be a good fight. And then you have Joel McIntyre is fighting Liam Conroy, defending his English light heavyweight title. I've not really seen a lot of Joel McIntyre.
I saw his last fight at his Chris Eubank undercard.
Yes.
It was a keep busy fight.
Yeah. What do you make of him as a fighter?
He's a good fighter.
Yeah.
He's a good fighter, yeah. He's with John Murray, who's his coach. Top man.
They're on the south coast, right?
Yeah. I think they're down in Portsmouth.
Yes.
I better be right, because if it's Southampton, I'm going to get killed.
Yeah, you will.
It's Portsmouth. Yeah, good people and tough man. I think he probably looked better against better opposition. He's one of them against the guy, the keep busy fight. He looked good, but not spectacular. But I think as he gets better tests, I'm pretty sure he'll look better and have to. It happens a lot.
If he comes through that fight, he'll fight Jake Ball, who was obviously victorious on Friday night.
He may look at the British route. I don't know how long. A lot of things could happen. He may vacate. He may look to defend and vacate. You don't know.
Busy division. It feels to me as though a lot of people at domestic title level in the light heavies are kind of stacked up.
Yeah.
You've got your Callum Johnsons, your Hosea Buttons, your Anthony Yards, and we all know what's happening with those guys. A lot of politics involved.
We don't really know what's happening with Anthony.
Well, no, we don't have a clue what's happening.
The week later, September the 16th, he was due to fight against Ryan Ford.
Yep.
12-0, light heavyweight Canadian, I believe. And it's now just not happening. He's going to fight someone else. It's just still
to be announced.
So could be you, could be me.
Could be.
I don't think I'll cut to light heavyweight.
I'm not making that weight.
I'm not making that.
Yeah, tricky one. It's a tricky one for him, and he got a lot of stick. Both camps got a lot of stick, I think, didn't they? But I think Yard probably came off a little bit worse in terms of how he played that.
A small P, yeah.
But that division is one where everything domestically is sort of backed up at a certain level. There's not a lot of guys moving on to world level. Big Leone's probably the only one that could maybe push on, but even then,
he may struggle as he goes.
Look at the champions, man.
Class.
Look at the champions. It's Andre Ward, Adonis Stevenson.
Don't fancy Leone against
Andre Ward?
No.
He's better looking, no doubt.
Good looking boy.
So September 16th, Billy Joe Saunders.
I fancy Monroe.
Do you?
Yeah. Do you know what? I like Billy Joe. I think he's been too inactive.
He looks in good shape though.
To quote Willie Monroe, how he's never looked at this before. He's gone to Dominic Ingles' camp.
Do you think it's not his body in the picture?
I'm not saying anything.
Body.
I'm not saying anything. I don't understand how he's gone from 5 weeks earlier, a little bit chubbier, to now being ripped to fuck. I know he's been working hard.
They're very big on the fitness. They're very big on the cardio, and you see the shape that Kell Brook always gets in for fights up there.
We also spoke about Kell Brook looking a little bit chubby, and then 6-7 weeks later was tremendously ripped. Maybe he's got an amazing regime. Maybe there's something else that we should. I don't know.
Maybe he's been importing some Mexican herbs.
Mexican herbs, yeah.
To put in his
Colombian herbs, maybe.
I don't know if that would help you cut weight.
No. But yeah, listen. I fancy William Monroe. I think I watched the Golovkin fight back.
Yeah.
And I know he probably he wasn't. I don't know. They say he bottled it. They say he could have took a bit more. But I'm very much in the place where if you've taken, you're not going to win the fight, and you probably had your full amount. Come back and fight another day. He's I think he's a southpaw.
He gave Golovkin a couple of problems, to be fair.
He did, not as many as Danny Jacobs, for example.
No.
But he's a good fighter. And Billy Joe, although I think he's brilliant, I think he's superb, I just think he's been too inactive. I really do.
He looked awful in that fight in Paisley against Artur Akakov. He looked really, really poor, to be fair. And I think he even admitted afterwards, if I was to fight Golovkin in that shape, I'm not going to have a good day if that's going to happen. So Billy Joe's obviously in better physical shape. Sam doubts how he's got into that physical shape.
I don't doubt. I'm just
You're just looking into the fucking routine.
Asking a question. I'm just asking a question. I'm asking a question.
Fair enough.
It happened very quickly. That's what I'd say on it.
Fair enough. Mexican herbs.
Maybe.
Also on that card, Daniel Dubois
committing murder.
punishes AJ Carter.
I mean, if someone's watching this and it's after September the 16th, I just hope that AJ Carter is okay. I think it's a dangerous fight.
It's a horrible fight.
Spoke about it at length with so many people in boxing. Some of them in Frank Warren's stable who say, "Wow, this isn't safe.
It's a horrible fight.
It's not a nice fight." AJ Carter took one of the worst knockouts of the end of last season on the Dove Box show. He got knocked out by a journeyman.
In fact, he took one of the worst knockdowns that I've seen at a live show, and then was allowed to continue, and then just was brutally knocked unconscious, really, really bad. And that's from a blown up light heavyweight, cruiserweight, Kamil Sokolovsky.
Now, Sokolovsky's also got a very negative record. He is a journeyman, he's a career journeyman, and he bombed AJ Carter out of there. AJ Carter has a positive record from, before that fight, he was inactive for 2.5-3 years. That might be
2 years,
something like that. So, how he's got a Southern Area title fight is baffling to me. It's not good by the board. The board should not be sanctioning. In a weird way, you look at AJ Carter's record and you think, yeah, it's a good fight for Dubois. But just recently, what he's come through and what's gone on recently in his career, it's a dangerous one for AJ Carter, and somehow it's been sanctioned for the Southern Area title, which baffles me.
For me, there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that people probably don't know about as well, which I think will probably disrupt certain camps and blah blah blah. So I don't think it could be 100% focused going into that fight. I think it's a dangerous fight, and as Sam said, if you're watching this after September 16th, firstly, why did you not watch it when it was released?
When's it going out?
September 15th. But most importantly, man, obviously we hope that's a good fight. We hope it's a good contest. We hope Dubois gets tested a little bit, but we hope both men get to go home that night and everybody's alright. Decent card, and then there's a small fight happening overseas that night as well, I think.
Is there?
Tiny ginger guy, not me.
Not you, I don't know, mate.
Nah? Mexican guy.
Mayweather. No, is that McGregor?
Nah. McGregor would beat them both anyway.
Easy.
Canelo v GGG is obviously that evening as well. I mean, we've done a video on that in detail, so we don't want to go.
Well, we got a little bit of abuse for saying that we didn't actually give a prediction at the end.
So do you want to give one?
We called it the Golovkin Canelo prediction and didn't officially. If you watched the whole thing, you'd have got the gist of what we were saying.
Yeah.
So I blame you. But I'm going with Golovkin.
I'm going with Canelo.
Carrots.
Fucking carrots.
Fellow ginger.
That's what he's basing it on, carrots. I think Canelo will outwork him.
I think Golovkin will hurt him. He hasn't been hurt for a long time.
Canelo. We shall see. If you're watching this after September 16th, we hope AJ Carter's alright and you're happy with the predictions. Massive fight. We've done a video on that. Check out the video. It's the first video on the YouTube channel.
Unless it's after, then it won't. Then go back and search it.
Yeah.
September the 23rd is another Goodwin show.
Yep.
What's it called?
I want to give like a really generic name, like Make or Break.
No, it's not.
Or something like that.
It's a good show. It's a really good show. Linus is on it. It's a really good show, and it's slipped my mind.
September 23rd at York Hall. Goodwin show is going to be good. Linus Udofia is on there. What other boys are on there? Loads of people are on there.
There's loads of
It'll
boys
be a good card.
It's always a good show.
True.
Let's move into October.
Let's talk. We've got World Boxing Super Series kicks off as well.
Do you know what? Parker Fury is September as well. September 23rd.
The fact that we've missed Parker Fury tells you all you have to know about Parker Fury, for me.
Yeah.
The promotion is tomorrow, which will be the 4th of September. She told up a newspaper like a hostage video. This is the date. 4th of September they're going to announce the TV deal, I believe. and the fight's on the 23rd of September. My question would be, how long does that give a TV network or a platform to promote a world heavyweight title fight?
I know who it is. I'm 99% sure I know who it is.
ITV?
I believe it's ITV Box Office. People are going by the fact it's on Boxrec. It's not that.
Yeah.
I said this a while back. Eubank is now not going to be on ITV because of the World Super Series of Boxing, unless they turn around and win that. But I don't see that happening. So they're going to lose their one golden goose for now. So they need other things to fill the void while Eubank's off in the World Super Series of Boxing. It's a perfect fight for them. Do you know what I mean?
How many does it sell on Box Office though?
Mate, how many did Quinlan and Eubank sell?
More than Parker Fury will sell.
Do you reckon?
Yep.
They announced that was a first week of February that fight was Quinlan and Eubank, and they announced it
November?
Nah, mid to late December.
Did they?
Yeah, mid to late December.
Okay.
Right? So they gave themselves 5 or 6 weeks promotion. This is 3 weeks, which is crazy.
And I think you look at Eubank Junior v Quinlan as it's an IBO title, and we all know how I feel about the IBO. Alright? Shout out Ed Levine, shout out that dark green strap. I love you guys. But it's kind of insignificant if you compare it to a world heavyweight, a genuine world heavyweight.
With a Brit in it. Like, it's not just that. This is Hughie Fury, who he's always been in his cousin's shadows, whether you like it or not. Skill wise, I don't think we know how good he is yet, or how good he could be potentially. He's still 24, 23. It's fucking nothing, especially for a heavyweight. So I want to get behind him. I do. I want him to win the fight. I like Joseph Parker. I think he's a nice geezer. I think he's a good champion. Don't think he's a good champion. It's hypocritical. I'm about to say he hasn't really been tested either. Who's he really beat at the world level?
I think he conducts himself like a good champion.
Yes.
But I think when you look at, he won the fight against Andy Ruiz Jr. and Andy Ruiz Jr. is not a bad fighter. He's alright. And then he defended it against his sparring partner, that big
Romanian fella.
Big Romanian geezer.
They shared a house and stuff.
We actually seen him in Sam's Garden picking up rubbish 20 minutes ago. So that, I mean, for me, he just doesn't look like a heavyweight.
No.
And I know he is, and I know he's too big to cut down because he's like 17 stone, so he can't cut to cruiserweight. I'm not suggesting that, but
he's not the mammoth of the other.
His frame and the power that he seems to hit people doesn't seem like a heavyweight to me. So yeah, I think it's a tough sell for me. I think ITV Box Office will try and do their best, and I've got to say the way they conducted themselves for the last Eubank fight was a lot better. I think they learned from the first one.
They definitely improved.
They improved. But
Wembley Arena, they had some good undercard fighters. They put Lee Selby on.
Yep.
Martin J. Ward was on it.
British title, yeah.
Kid Galahad.
Always.
Listen, they've done all right. They've done all right. There's a very grey, muddy water, grey area, however you want to call it, on what is pay-per-view these days. It is no longer black and white of what is pay-per-view, because there's a lot of, we still don't know if Canelo Golovkin's going to be pay-per-view.
But do you know what
over here?
Do you know what's pay-per-view for me? Pay-per-view is something that is worth paying for, but the people who are putting it on that platform have to have provided you with some free content as well. That's my idea of it. So Sky give you the fight nights, they give you all these things, we used to give you prize fighters and all these different things, and then they go, by the way, here's this pay-per-view. I can deal with that because I'm getting something else for my product. I'm getting something to supplement my love for boxing.
There's the other side to that. People say it's not free. You pay a Sky.
Yeah, no, but ITV are doing nothing, mate. They've got no other involvement in boxing.
Emmerdale.
There's
a punch up in the
couple of scraps.
I was about to say in the Rovers.
In the Wolfpack.
In the Wolfpack, yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but
I don't know. It's the way I look at it, and I think it was either you or Kevin said it. I look at a pay-per-view as, would I miss it? Would I like to?
Yeah.
People talking about it. I bought Mayweather McGregor. And I knew it wasn't going to be a close fight.
Yeah.
And I wasn't looking for a close fight because I knew it wasn't happening. So,
it's an event.
It's an event. Everyone's different.
I don't think I'd mind missing that. Parker Fury.
I don't think I'd pay 15 quid for it, and that's the truth of it.
And that's September. So that's just to kick the season off. Let's roll into October. Yeah, so obviously we said we were going to roll into October, but then I seen your eyes started wandering, little love hearts started sprouting out your fucking head, and you told me, who's fighting?
Luke Campbell.
Luke Campbell? I don't think that's the side of the draw that you were excited about.
Mr. Linares.
Jorge Linares. Great fighter, very talented, world champion at multiple weights. Anything you want to add?
Body of a Greek god.
Eyes
like the ocean.
Indeed.
And just amazing.
Don't look into those eyes because you'll drown. 23rd of September in California as well, I believe.
Yep.
Defends his lightweight title against Luke Campbell, who's going in as a massive underdog. But a couple of people fancy Luke Campbell.
Who is promoter?
His promoter.
It's a shocker, isn't it? Eddie fancies him.
I was going to say a couple of people fancy Linares, but it's very obvious that there's a couple of people here. Yeah, big fight.
Big
for
fight.
Luke Campbell.
Isn't it weird? Linares now lives and trains in London. I think Campbell's over in America.
Yes.
And their careers are just sort of it's crazy world boxing. Linares, for me, he's beatable. I don't think he's one of these guys that, you know, it's so hard to figure him out. I think you know what he's going to do.
Yeah.
His work rate is tremendous. He's got very good footwork and he's very quick. So we've seen he's been hit before, he's been beaten before.
Kevin Mitchell
dropped him.
Yep.
And Kevin Mitchell, although he was a very, very good fighter, European level probably, always fell short of world.
Technically world level though.
Didn't win a world title.
Didn't win a world title, but
Top
technically.
guy, listen, I think, where was it? That one there, yeah, it was on the Brook Gavin.
Yeah.
That was the only fight that saved the card.
Oh, such a good fight, man. I was so
Great fight.
disappointed for Kevin. But yeah, I think what you're saying, Linares also is moving into that twilight of the career as well. 34, I think 33 or 34. Looks excellent in the gym, looks excellent in his last few fights, especially against Crawler. But I think, to all intents and purposes, Crawler's the kind of guy that's put out there to be taken apart by Linares, you know what I mean?
Campbell, not Crawler.
No, I'm saying
Oh, you're talking about Crawler beat?
when he fought Crawler.
Yeah, I know what you
So
mean.
Crawler's the kind of guy who'll come forward and try and work to the body, but Linares will pick that apart all day. So I don't know how much we can take from that.
What does Luke Campbell do that Linares won't have seen? What is he so good at, you think, puts him above everyone else? Do you know what I mean? He's going to fight for this world title against Linares. I think it might even be for the Ring Magazine belt.
Yeah.
At 135, am I right?
And the WBC Diamond.
All this crazy shit. Has he really done anything to deserve that yet?
No.
I think Luke Campbell's a very good fighter.
But he was made mandatory by WBC and the WBA. Based on what? Beating Darles Perez before the sun went down at Wembley Stadium.
Yeah.
I don't really agree with that. But that's
by the by, it doesn't
that's
matter. It's boxing,
boxing,
isn't it?
Yes.
Luke Campbell doesn't, in my opinion, have enough. He's not good enough at any one thing that Linares won't be able to deal with.
I think if Luke Campbell can stay on the outside and he can work those long hooks to the body, he's quite long.
Yeah.
He's got those long arms and he throws well at range.
Southpaw?
I think Luke Campbell can make it difficult, but I just don't see him beating Linares.
I don't think it'll be as easy as it was for Linares against Crawler the second time, but I don't think it will be. You know, I can't see Campbell hurting Linares that much. I might be wrong. Listen, if there's another British world champion, then superb. I don't see it.
Yeah, fair enough. That actually takes us on nicely to October, 7th of October in Manchester. Anthony $1 Million Crawler. Fucking hate that. I hate that nickname, man.
$1 million bills.
I hate that nickname so much.
Why? It's
$1
brilliant.
Million Crawler.
What else are you going to be? A crawler?
I don't know. It's like a kind of ice cream, isn't it? Crawler's ice cream.
I don't know.
Ricky Burns, Anthony Crawler in Manchester. The Rickster. That's a shit one.
The worst one.
The
Rickster.
So $1 Million faces off against the Rickster in a kind of. It's a kind of tricky.
Yeah, I know.
One goes on, one is held back type fight.
Both world champs. Ricky, freeweight world champ, obviously. Crawler. I've always loved Crawler. Probably boxed above himself for a little while to become a world champion. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah.
Am I being harsh on him? I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
I think both really good professionals. Both carried themselves very well. Don't really see him slagging people off. Never have. Press conference was fairly dull for that reason. Two good professionals shaking each other's hand. Let's have a fight. I don't think Ricky. I find it crazy. Ricky's still fighting. I don't know what more he wants. I thought he was done 3 years ago. He came back and won another. The guy loves to fight.
The thing about Ricky is he's said many times he'll fight on until he doesn't want to fight. He doesn't care if it's at domestic level. He doesn't care if it's for a Scottish title or a British title. He just loves to do it, and it's a hobby as much as it is a way of life for him. So people say whoever loses this retires, and he should have retired, and
He
blah blah
won't
blah.
necessarily.
He won't retire.
Right.
He won't retire because he loves boxing, and that's fine because he's earned that.
Yeah.
I think he's earned that. So
Well, if he's not going to be at the top table anymore, that's fine as well.
less pressure in it.
Yeah.
So you can enjoy it a little bit more. You can chill out. And
I wanted to see him. Hopefully, he gets. I want to see him fight Josh Taylor in Scotland. I've said this loads of times, haven't I? whenever he's ready to go and retire and run out into the sunset, which he's more than deserved, I'd like him to fight Taylor. Taylor picks him apart and batters him at this stage, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And it hands Scotland over to a new King of Scotland in boxing. That's how I look at it.
From Glasgow to Edinburgh, man.
It's all the same to me, isn't it? I don't.
Yeah, is that an interesting fight though, Crawler Burns? Has it got you interested? Are you going to be in on the 7th of October? You're going to say, get the TV on.
100%. The week of it, I will be like, yes, let's put it on.
See, I'm the opposite.
The closer it gets,
The week of it, I'll be like, oh, it's boring, innit? Because they're not going. There's no.
Oh, I know what you mean. There's going to be no
animosity.
tables.
There's no. Yeah, exactly. So.
But like right now, I forgot about it.
Yeah.
Just kind of keep. Yeah, you know, it's going to come up. You got Rickster who doesn't say a lot. Crawler just does his. I don't know. What
Who'd you fancy? Who'd you fancy in a fight?
Linares. No, I don't know.
Because I know Kev from the Fight Talk podcast fancies Burns.
Yeah, he does. It's hard to look. Burns' work rate, but Crawler's got a great work rate. It's what separates them. Who is better at one thing? They both kind of been around that long now. They're brilliant at everything. They're good at everything.
Or they're as good as they're going to be.
Yeah, they're not going to. Yeah, they're not going to improve on one aspect of the game now at this stage, I'd imagine. So, what do you say separates the two of them? What is the deciding factor between the two of them?
I think the biggest thing for me is who can implement their game plan on the night. And it's
Joe
not
Gallagher fight a game plan.
a Joe Gallagher fighter implementing his game plan. Yeah, I think the biggest thing is their styles are polar opposites, aren't they? Ricky's got that long jab. He likes to stay outside, throw that jab, throw that straight 1-2 all the time. And Crawler likes to be inside, working non-stop and working to the body. So if you put both of their styles together, you have the perfect fighter because they can do everything.
Yeah.
But when you keep them apart, I think people are going to think it's quite an exciting fight. I think it could be quite a boring fight.
Yeah.
Because it could be two people either trying to impose their game plan or trying to stop the other guy's game plan. So I don't know. I fancy Crawler just because he's younger and fresher. But then I remember they got a slab cracked over his head. And I don't know.
He became a world champion after that.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it'd be alright. I'm going to go for Crawler, and then that ice cream truck is doing my nuts in.
Crawler's ice cream. So
Never heard of it. I'm going to go for Crawler, and then Burns to have one more against Josh Taylor in Scotland, and go out on a Josh Taylor defeat and give Scotland to the new King of Scotland, Josh Taylor.
yeah, that's fair enough. I think people maybe argue that Josh Taylor is already the new King of Scotland after the O'Hara win.
Probably, but officially do it. You know what I mean?
Fan base.
Because everyone knows Ricky pulls in a great crowd up there. Josh Taylor's got his own little market now, so I just believe it will give it a nice sort of send off and a flourish, and that's what I think Scottish boxing needs, from my opinion.
Ricky Burns the best ever Scottish boxer for me. We've had some fucking mad nights up there. So yeah, I hope it's a good fight. I hope it's exciting. We'll see what happens.
Yep.
What we got after that? We got 14th of October.
We got our first, I think it's our only World Super Series of boxing. No, oh shit.
You fucked
We
up.
forgot Callum Smith last month.
Nah,
didn't we?
we'll do that separately. Don't worry about that.
Alright, we'll do it.
Scotland beats him anyway.
George Groves, Jamie Cox.
Yeah, it's an interesting fight. I'm getting more excited about that fight as time goes on. I always thought George Groves would walk that fight, and now I'm listening to people talking in my ear, and I'm like, I don't know, man. What do you think?
George Groves.
Every day, all day.
West London, baby.
You're going to have to give us a little bit more.
I mean, you just went for Crawler over Burns because you should be more patriotic to Scotland. Me personally, fuck all that. London. You know what I mean? No, I think George Groves is the world champ. He did earn his world title at the 4th time of asking. You know, he was one of only 2 or 3 men who ever dropped Carl Froch and made him look like fucking very, very ordinary in that first fight. Wasn't, you know, listen, everyone knows Groves' story. Everyone knows what he went through. Got knocked the fuck out in the rematch. Went over to fight Badu Jack, didn't look great, lost on a split. Earned it against Chudinov, and he's a world champion. Can't take that away from him. He's picked Cox. So if he doesn't win, he looks a right bellend.
I was listening to someone talking the other day, and he said they thought it was a bit mad that he chose Cox because he had first pick, right?
Yeah, first pick.
So he had first pick, could have picked Scotland, could have picked Yildirim, could have picked these guys, and went, we'll take Jamie Cox. We'll take that sort of unknown quantity, I guess, because he was fighting at middleweight before, wasn't he? And then he was out the ring for a while, he was inactive for a while, he's got troubles outside the ring and a lot of stuff going on, so people thought it was a bit mad, and whether it was just what's the biggest money spinner.
That's what it's got to be. It's got.
Yeah.
Groves is, this time of his career, he signed up for the World Super Series of Boxing. Is there a massive prize fund for the winner?
$50 million.
Is it really?
I don't know if that's the prize fund.
Right, so it's got to be split.
But I don't know if that's divvied up or whatever.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that's the prize fund.
Groves now he's got his world title. I think that was always his. He wouldn't rest until he won a world title. He's got that. So now you need to make the money fights out of those names that were there, because you can only pick out of the other 4 seeded.
Yeah.
All British fight. Bring it to London. It's in the Wembley Arena.
Yes.
Money in it. Nice bit of money. Good fight. I think George does the business.
Is he the best super middleweight in the world right now? For you?
I still want to see him with DeGale fight again, to be honest with you. DeGale gone a little bit stale.
There was a time when I thought, there was a time for quite a long time actually when I thought that DeGale would do him in a rematch. It kind of went Groves when they fought that time, then it went DeGale, and now I'm back to Groves again.
Yeah,
I think
his inactivity and a little bit stale from DeGale. He's got a bad shoulder injury, I think.
No teeth. Badu
Jack's fault. So I don't know. It's a good fight. That's got to be the end goal for Groves and DeGale, surely. And a rematch, unification. That's you set then, ain't ya? That's all the money.
I'm going to say it right now. I think David Benavidez is the best super middleweight in the world, and I also think Callum Smith.
Overrated.
Oh, I just don't know.
We just spoke about wanting people from your area. I think Skoglund, and I want Skoglund to beat Callum Smith.
I think, listen, Skoglund's a good fighter, and if anybody doesn't know about Skoglund or isn't aware of how good he is or where he's been fighting, he was trying his best. He was ranked in the top 5 in 3 of the 4 governing bodies at light heavyweight. And he was trying to negotiate a fight with Nathan Cleverly. He was told he would have one with Bramer, then had it taken away from him. Skoglund's no joke, man. And people talk about losing the weight. He looks alright to me. Check out his Instagram, check out his Twitter. He looks in good shape. So I think that's a tougher fight than a lot of people imagine.
Yeah.
If he comes through that, fair play to him, Callum Smith. We'll see what happens after that. Then we do have Chris Eubank Jr. fighting Anthony.
When's that? What date?
Yildirim. Might be the 14th or might be the 21st or the 28th. It could be any Saturday in October, basically. Eubank Jr. fighting Yildirim.
I'll let you take this one.
For me, I've not really seen Yildirim. I've seen a little bit. He looks kind of rough and tumble. He almost seems in an Arthur Abraham type mould, which makes me think it'll be a pretty similar fight to Arthur Abraham. I think Yildirim will have more output than Abraham had during that fight. I've heard a lot of people say he works well to the body, which is something to look out for. But listen, if I'm looking at bodies in the super middleweight division, which I often do, Chris Eubank Jr.'s got a fucking physique, man. He's ripped, he puts the work in, he's non-stop in the gym, so you would expect Eubank to come through that.
Yeah.
Set up a big clash.
It's one of them where I can't sit here and tell you why he wins, because I don't know a lot about his opponent.
Yeah.
But I believe he'll win. I think he's got some good fights in this. I think realistically, I think Callum Smith probably will beat Skoglund, and I think that will be a good semi-final matchup, Eubank against Smith.
See, I think that's Smith is massive.
Huge. And obviously him coming, like
Eubank coming up.
That's a good fight.
That's an interesting fight.
And the winner of that, I'd imagine, will fight Groves, providing it goes the way I see it.
Who does Groves fight? The winner of Bramer v Brandt?
Bramer Brandt, yeah. Bramer's now 62 years old, I'm going to say. 63.
Yeah.
Been around, cleverly beat. He's gone down the weight rather, and I don't know.
It's always interesting for me when guys who are older and getting on in their career come down in weight.
Crazy.
Instead of go up in weight. But there must be a reason for that. I don't know if it's lack of opportunity, or maybe he looked at the light heavyweight and went, fuck that.
Fuck that, yeah. Maybe there's new Chinese herbs on the market.
Chinese herbs,
weight loss.
Mexican herbs.
Yeah.
You sell some herbs, man. They're not on the banned list, are they, herbs?
No.
You grow them in your garden. After that, the week after that, we have apparently.
No, it can't say apparently. It's announced this week. Everyone knows it's announced. The David Haye Haymaker Ring Star #1. The card is announced on Wednesday, I think, officially.
Yes.
It's headlined by Joe Joyce, and we are led to believe he is fighting Ian Lewison.
But someone we know threw in Dominic Akinlade as a little curveball. Are you sure it's not Dominic Akinlade?
What? I don't know. Who knows?
We don't know. Ian Lewison is probably definitely the front runner. I think Ian announced that on his Facebook page from someone. Someone told us that. Ian put on his Facebook page that he was taking that fight against Joe Joyce. You've obviously got Willie Hutchinson, Scotland's only world amateur champion, and I've been sitting on that computer watching him in the World Championships last year. Jesus Christ, man, he was 17 then and he's phenomenal. So,
and now working with Ismail Salas.
The work that goes on in that gym's insane. Kash Ashfaq will be fighting on that as well, former Team GB member, very good fighter.
Apparently Michael Venom Page making his boxing debut on it.
Yeah.
And there will also be 7 Stephen Goodwin fighters. 7 on
Nice.
the undercard.
We know... Oh, we forgot to mention Dean Richardson, Dan Keenan on the George Groves card.
Yeah.
Good boys, undefeated fighters from West London, extremely talented. 100% knockout ratio for Dean Richardson, and Dan Keenan 6-0 at the moment, I believe.
Yep.
Very, very slick fighter. So keep an eye out for them as well. If you're going to that event, they'll be on the undercard. Massively, massively talented fighters.
Joe Joyce, is that too big an ask in Lewison for a pro debut?
If he pulls it off, well, you have to worry about what Ian Lewison shows up, right? So if Ian Lewison that fought Dillian White shows up, you'll be alright. Because he was sluggish, he was heavy on the front foot, he wasn't moving in and out of range, and I know from being down at the Haymaker a couple of times, he's putting the work in, man. He's fit. Mm-hmm. He's 31.
31, Joe Joyce, yeah.
31, I think.
30.
Doesn't look 31, doesn't train 31. He's fresh, he's not got miles on the clock.
Been an amateur for a long time.
Yeah, Olympic silver medalist. Lost in the final to Tony Yoka. He's a good fighter. And you've got to remember, he's been fighting in the WSB, which is basically like professionals. No headgear, 3-minute rounds. Like that's pretty much the professional game as an introduction.
But yeah.
Yeah. So Lewison's a tough fight, man.
Do you know what's crazy? They asked for Dave Allen.
I don't know if that's an easier fight. That's no disrespect to Dave, man, but I'm saying at least you know what you're getting with Dave.
You know what you're getting.
You outbox him and you move, and
I still want to see Lewison and Dave Allen, to be honest with you, but I think Joe Joyce at 30, 31, there's no time to mess about. We've seen Buatsi and Kelly came in with 6-rounders. Apparently Joe Joyce is coming in his pro debut as a 10-round fight. I don't know if it can be, if it's not, that's what I've heard, 10 rounds. It's going to be minimum 8. Wow. But 10 rounds is what I'm led to believe.
They have immense confidence. He's been sparring Hughie Fury. He's been getting some really good sparring done, and as you say, he's working with Ismail Salas, who's just sensational. When you sit and listen to that guy talk, he's one of a kind right now in boxing.
Amazing interview you did with him as well.
Unbelievable. That'll be released this week, if Haymaker tell me I can release it. Shout out Nicole at Haymaker. Man, that's a tough fight though.
I don't think it is.
You don't think so?
Nah, I think Lewison's, I was going to say past it. I don't think he was ever at the top table.
He was a WBO.
Yeah, because he won a fight in China.
Yeah. Or something.
I like Ian Lewison. Nice guy. Seems like a great fight. Like a great guy. Sorry, in boxing, people like him. Not great.
Has he become that tough guy that you?
Yes, I think he has. I think Dillian White's fight showed. I think Dillian stopped him, but he dropped him. Yeah, they pulled him out of his corner. Yeah. Good guy. Good fighter. Joe Joyce is better. Joe Joyce beats him.
Joe Joyce is technically definitely a better fighter, I think. We just have to see how he copes. He copes under the heat and under the lights on that day. I can't tell you enough about Willie Hutchinson. Keep your eyes peeled for him. Really nice guy. 18 years of age. Won the World Amateur Championships when he was 17. Beat the Cuban. Beat the Kazakhstani. Beat the first seed. Beat the he's unreal, man. Joe Joyce, Ian Lewison, if that comes off, is obviously a very, very interesting fight. For anybody wondering why it's got a little bit darker in the room, we spoke to Isaac Chamberlain for a while. Shout out Isaac Chamberlain as well. Big fight's coming for him in October, so always keep an eye on his progress. Sam, anything else from you, mate?
No.
No?
Let's go.
Nothing about North Korea?
Nothing about North Korea. The lights changed because we were on the phone that long.
So
we're out of beers.
No beers, no light.
Bring on the boxing.
North Korea still causing havoc. But keep it fighttalk.net. Content every single day, whether it's video, whether it's written, whether it's Twitter, whether it's Instagram. We are non-stop. Sam O'Reilly, Craig Scott, fighttalk.net. Enjoy the season ahead.